Hi, I'm Bill the Geek, broadcasting live from Chapala, Mexico. I almost said Cancun. Wish I was in Cancun. But this is Bill the Geek, broadcasting live from Chapala, Mexico. Happy to be here. We have few people in the house, and thank you very much for those people that have clicked the like button already. Okay, we have a lot to cover today. We're going to go for an hour, and it's 10 o'clock here in Chapala, so we're going to go until 11 o'clock. A lot has happened this week. We have some house information. We went to a great presentation. It was kind of like a healthcare presentation, but it was about hospitals and how to take care of yourself should you be down here and have an accident, or maybe you might die down here. It gets kind of complicated. We've got that going on. We have another house to show you. Some new developments about the climate down here are going on. We've got some virus information, and of course we have some information from my wife Teresa de Anda and some recipe news. So feel free to chip in, ask some questions, make some comments. It's really interesting what you people have to say, and set me straight on what the facts are. We have people in the house. We have Joe Griff. Hola from hot and humid New Jersey. You're not in Pennsylvania anymore, huh? That's John Griff. Hot and humid. I know what that's all about. James Smith. Buenos dias, Bill. Buenos dias, James. Kathy, good morning, Bill, and everyone else. Okay, Mikey, good morning from San Francisco. If I were a billionaire, if I was a gazillionaire, I would live in San Francisco. I'd live right downtown. I love San Francisco. Okay. Senor Mexico, 1968. Buenos dias, Bill from Baltimore, Maryland. Buenos dias a ti. Jack Webb. Ooh, Jack Webb. Glad you're here because we do have some healthcare information to provide today. And I'm going to be doing a series. I think we have another house video coming out, I think, tomorrow. And then my next 3 videos after that will be about healthcare, and it's really interesting with very important information. Deborah Green says, good morning to everybody. Oh, George Yen. Hello from Tlaquepaque. Ooh, I love Tlaquepaque. I would like to live in Tlaquepaque. It's groovy. It's as groovy as San Francisco. You must have a ball living there. Olga, que pasa? Oh, I love the name Olga. Olga, good morning, everyone. Bill, I subscribe to Teresa's channel. You can't believe that y'all are so fit. Yeah, everything looks so delicious. So ready for what you have to share with us today. Very good. Deborah Green from DeLand, Florida. Hola, Deborah Green. And the list is just growing and growing. Jane Hudson, good morning from Colorado. Heading over the border July 26th for Chapala. Well, come on down. And who else is in the house? Teresa de Anda is in the house. Woo-hoo! JC, hi Bill. JC in the house. And let me go up here to the top of the list. Jim Canto, he said, Bill, wife and I are planning visit to Guadalajara in late October. Can you tell me what to expect, the weather to be like, and the festivities? Okay, Jim, I'm going to tell you what I know, but my email is in the description. Please email me directly so I can hook you up with some festivities. But as far as the weather goes, the end of October is right before it starts to get chilly down here. So, In the nighttime, it's going to be about 68, 70 degrees. In the daytime, it might go up to 80, but there's going to be no humidity. So it's the perfect time to visit before it gets chilly. And there's lots to do, but email me for festivities, but you'll have no problem with the weather. It may rain a little bit, but it never rains all day here. It's been raining this week here, but it rains at night for like a couple hours, and then in the daytime the sun comes out, it goes up to 85 degrees. You know, it's like that every day. Okay, welcome everybody in the house. When I grow up, hi, Bill. This is Chris. Love your videos. We were visiting this week, coming to Chapala on Wednesday. Can't wait to explore the area for early retirement. Right on. Come on down, girl. We're flying into Guadalajara Airport. That's great. Thursday night, staying in Ajijic. Will we have any problems getting an Uber around 9 p.m.? Very good question. Now, the good news is that the Guadalajara airport is only 10 or 15 minutes from Chapala or Ajijic. And it's probably 35 minutes from Guadalajara. And the good news is between Chapala and the airport, there's like no traffic. There's never any traffic. Will you have a problem with Uber at 9 p.m.? No, because the Uber drivers, that's where they make their money, at the airport. So you should have no problem. Okay, what else do we have going on? TCB from Finland, my brother, he's coming back. He subscribed to Teresa's channel, and he emails Teresa. We're like family now. But welcome in the house. Also, this is a general question from TCB. Can anybody apply for a private medical insurance if they only have temporary residency, or do you have to have a permanent visa? Okay, TCB, you have my email. I can hook you up with Teresa's sister-in-law. I don't think that you need I think you can come down and have like a 180-day visa, and you can get insurance through her. I pay like $1,100 a year. I have a very high deductible because I'm only going to use the insurance if I have a heart attack, break a leg or an arm. But no, I don't think that's going to be a problem. I've got some very good news. It was like a miracle that happened this week. We'll get to that in a minute. But let's promote my wife a little bit. Teresa. She comes out with a new recipe or two every week. And this week she did a lasagna. She did a lasagna in the Instapot. And if you don't have an Instapot, you really need to think about it. But anyway, in her video, she takes these ingredients and she turns this luscious, delightful mixture of food into a lasagna. It's a lasagna, and this video is in English. And here's what it looks like right before it's time to eat. Look how juicy that thing is. It's really juicy. It's really hot. The link is in the description. So go on over there and check out the and you cook it fast, and you don't dirty hardly any dishes. Also, I have a question for some of you guys. This is really stupid, and it's not really Mexico related, but 2 nights ago I made scrambled eggs in the microwave with cheese, and it was delicious, and I didn't dirty hardly any dishes. Does anybody else out there make scrambled eggs in the microwave? I'm just asking. Okay, what else is going on? TCB, and I meant to say, okay, before you turn 70. Before you turn 70, health insurance and borrowing money from banks and other institutions, 70 is the magic number. Once you hit 70, you can't get credit in Mexico because the lenders know you're getting ready to die. That's just hilarious, okay? Okay, so here's what I think, TCB. Like, I'm 65. I've been with Barrow. That's my insurance agent. So I think as long as I keep paying her every year, I think I can have insurance forever. But if you come down here and you're 70 years old and you go to Barrow and you want to buy insurance, she can't sell it to you. So if you come down here and you're 68, 69, you start buying from her, I think you can continue forever. But if you want to come down here and buy health insurance and you're 70 years old, no, they won't insure you. You'll just have to die, okay? Okay, here we go. Jack Webb. Instapot should be required by law. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Jack. Oh yes. Does Teresa de Anda give cooking parties? Teresa, I tell you, she should have people come over here. We have a fabulous kitchen. She should charge people to show them how to cook. She's an amazing cook. TCB, Bill, just so you know, every time I watch Teresa's comida food being made, I get so hungry. Jim Canto, hi Bill. Yes, scrambled in the microwave, topped with cheese, 1 minute and 15 seconds. And it's fabulous because you don't dirty any dishes. Okay, now, we have a miracle story coming up. But before we go to the miracle story, here, Katie Ibarra, we made another video. We made another video this week. We posted it 2 days ago, and it's this house right here. We got the drone. The drone had an accident this week, and that's really messed up. But I won't be able to put the drone up in the air for like another week or so. No, like 3 weeks. But this house is between Chapala and Ajijic. It's 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. All of the windows and patios. It has 2 outdoor patios. Everything overlooks the lake. Inside, it's beautiful. The house cost $269,000, and it's in a nice area. It's about 2 miles from Chapala downtown. It's 2 miles from Ajijic downtown. There's a wonderful market right across the street. I'll rush the video here. I'll speed it ahead, but this thing is right on the lake. If I moved into this place, the link to the video is right down below. You can see it. You can go in and look around, but it's a great house. If you want to contact Katie Ibarra and investigate purchasing this house or get more information on her house, Katie Ibarra, her link is right below. But let's go right to the miracle story. Let's go to the miracle story. I believe that last week, what's happening here? I believe that last week we showed you this house, and I'm trying to move. This house is in San Nicolas. Oh, come on. Let's show the house. Where's the house? Here's the house. Here's the house here. Okay. Let's back this up a little bit. There's the house. It's the corner of the house. I think I got the wrong video here. But let's see. Yeah. Okay. So this house was selling for $148,000, and it had been on the market for 6 months. And a couple of sisters owned the house. 3 sisters owned the house, and 2 of the sisters wanted the money. Stella just wanted to stay in the house. It's a beautiful house. Stella doesn't want to leave, but we put this video up, and a couple saw this video. They went out to visit the house with Katie Ibarra, and they bought the house on the spot for $149,000. They made the purchase just 2 days ago. They're waiting for the bank transfer money to hit the bank here in Mexico. And once that happens, the house will no longer be for sale. So that is the miracle story. We put up the video. We've only done 2 housing videos, and this one went up and the house sold, and we're so happy about that. Okay, now let's see what else is going on. Let's come back to me. Now, let's go back over here. A couple of new things that are going on down here. We have a neighbor down the street, Christina, and Christina's 85 years old. She's very active. She was playing tennis 3 times a week until a year ago, and her knees went kind of bad. But I mean, so she was like 83. She was playing tennis for like 3 times a week. Her son lives in Puerto Vallarta. We got a little Puerto Vallarta to show you. Nothing like seeing a little Puerto Vallarta beach. If you're thinking about moving to Mexico, you got to check out Puerto Vallarta. It's a wonderful place. But this time of year is just so hot and humid. But anyway, Christina's son lives in Puerto Vallarta. Actually, he lives in Sayulita, which is about, it's 13 miles from Puerto Vallarta. But he comes and stays with her for like 2 weeks at a time. But then she had family living in California. And now some of her family are staying with her in Chapala because it's too hot in California. So I've heard of people coming down here in the winter time from the Midwest, from the East Coast, because it's cold, it's too cold. But this is the first time I've ever heard of anybody coming to Chapala in the summertime because it's too hot where they live on the West Coast or on the west south coast. It's burning up there. If you don't like humidity, come on down to Chapala. Okay, here we go. Let's go back over here. Let's see what's going on over here. From Carl Applegate. Hi, Bill. Can you buy a house in Chapala via email and fax? I don't see why not. Now, Carl, what you want to do with that question is below in the description, Katie Ibarra, my comrade, she's from my hometown, Columbus, Ohio. She's been down here, I think, 10 years. She speaks fluent Spanish, fluent English, and she knows all things real estate. So in the description below, you can see her USA phone number, her Mexico phone number, her email is there, and I think to do what you want to do, I think the answer is yes, you can do that, but contact Katie and she will hook you up and she will find you a great house to live in Chapala. Linda, how do you see Pueblo Mágico affecting the cost of living in Ajijic and Lake Chapala? I tell you, the prices, Ajijic prices, I don't believe it. It's like I have a friend, Annette Williams. She owns like a $800,000 house. I mean, it's a super fabulous house, but $800,000 in Mexico, unless you're a narco. I mean, who spends $800,000 for a house? But and the rents are high in Ajijic. Well, I have a friend who lives a block away. He just moved in a month ago. He'd been living in Ajijic for 5 years. He painted the house. He bought like electronic stuff to put in the walls of the house. He fixed plumbing in the house. And one day, the owner that he was renting from says, we're raising the rent, and they like, it's in Ajijic. They doubled the rent on him. So he moved to the community where I'm living now, and now he's renting I think it's a 3-bedroom, brand new house, and he's paying 1,200 pesos a month. That's $600 a month. That's an okay price. But he had to get out of Ajijic because the rents were going up. And a lot of people have to get out of Ajijic that are renting because the prices are going up so high. And, you know, I mean, I came to Mexico pretty much because of the weather. And once I got here, then I figured out that everything's so cheap. But it's like Teresa's son lives in Malake. He pays $75 a month for rent. We met a woman in San Nicolas, which is it's 10 miles away from here, and she was paying $300 a month for rent. And in Chapala, you should be able to find a place for rent around $400 a month, and it should be a nice place. Below in the description, if you're looking for rental properties in Ajijic or Chapala, there's a woman, that's all she does is she rents places, so drop her a line. Let's see what else is going on. Jack Webb, so I just now went and scrambled 2 eggs with Monterey Jack cheese in the microwave. You inspired me. I'm telling you, man, it's so easy. You put a couple of scrambled eggs in the microwave, and in like a minute and a half, and then you can eat out of the bowl. You don't dirty any pots or pans. You eat out of the bowl. All you have to do is wash the bowl and your fork, and you're done. Okay. TCB says, Bill, keep showing houses that's for sale. I'm sure people like to learn what's available. Okay, we have another house I'm going to show here in another couple of minutes. John Griff, Katie has said that your house closing needs to be done in person or a surrogate to whom you have given power of attorney. John Griff always comes through with the good information. There you go. Take it from John Griff. Katie Bliss. Here we go. This is Katie. She's coming through. A home purchase can be made by a buyer that is not in Mexico when they get a power of attorney for their real estate agent or a friend in Mexico to sign on your behalf. Right on. John Griff says, Katie Bliss, I've been paying close attention. Thanks for the great info. Thanks so much, Bill. Let's go to this house. Let's go to this house that we went to this week. This house I'm getting ready to show you is about 1 mile from where I live, and it's in, I'm going to call it a strange community. I'm 65, so I'm going to say something here that some people may not know what I'm talking about. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, tell me. This community is like a Ozzie and Harriet community. If you don't know Ozzie and Harriet, please say something, okay? On the other hand, it's almost like a Leave It to Beaver community. And they have all these, it's walled in, it's a gated community, and they have security, though they don't have guards that you have to go talk to them before you get in, but all of the houses are very nice. There's no OXXO. So I'm thinking that in this community, you would want to have a car, but you can be at a major grocery store in a car in 2 minutes. If you have a car, you can be in downtown Chapala in like 5 minutes, but it's a very quiet, beautiful community, and there's no room for construction. Where we live, there are like 8 lots across the street and 2 lots next door that they can have construction, which is, if you have construction going on and the guys that are working play loud music all day, that can be a real drag. But this house is a very nice house. And
that's the way I like to live.
Yeah.
Let's see, what are we looking? Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
the front of the house.
Yeah.
And the video for this house is below in the description. It calls, sorry for the dark shot there. That's the garage. But is that all we have? Is that it? Oh, that's all we have. Sorry about that. But the full video is below in the description. The price is $219,000. From my memory, it's a 2-bedroom house. And Katie, if you're listening, let me know, because I think it's 2 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, beautiful front yard, backyard, quiet, security system. They have a sterilized water system put in, but that's $219,000. I'll be posting that video, I believe, tomorrow. Joe Griff. Thank you very much. More. Let's go to the list and see what more is going on. I'm Bill the Geek, broadcasting live from Chapala, Mexico, and we have a lot coming up. I went to see Annette Williams, who is a fabulous person. She does dog recovery. She's the one with the $800,000 house. I did an interview with her. You can find it on my playlist. And one of her friends died, and it was a tragic hospital story, and I brought this up, I think, either a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and the problem, this woman, well, here's the story. I've said it before, but what happened was this woman disappeared. It's just like her family could not contact her, which was irregular, and they were in the United States. So the family contacted Annette and said, can you go over and check on her? So Annette went over. Nobody answered the door. Annette is like an angel and very brilliant also. But Annette called the police. The police went into the house. The woman was incapacitated, so they took her to a hospital. And I don't know detail by detail what happened, but okay, now we're going to get into this, but it was like once the hospital, there's a point where the hospital wants some money. And so Annette contacted the family. They took her to a hospital in Chapala. Then they took her to a hospital in Guadalajara. And the hospital wanted money. And then the family said, well, we don't want to pay any money. Okay. More or less, the family just said, let her die. I mean, whatever. So the lady died. So Annette had a meeting this week at her house, and Teresa and I went to the house. There were like 150 there, 150 people there. And Annette had 5 speakers, and the 5 speakers spoke for they spoke for 2 hours. The first speaker was an attorney, a notario, and help me out to say that correctly. Katie Bliss is saying that house that I showed is 2 bedrooms and 2 full baths, and it has a bathtub, a marble bathtub. But anyway, so in this presentation, they had an attorney, they had a doctor from, I think he was from San Antonio Hospital, which is a new hospital for, you know, that they just made it for gringos, for rich gringos and Ajijic and Chapala. There was another brand new hospital, and I forget the name of it. They had a speaker from there and another hospital. And then they had a speaker from Intercam. That's a bank down here. And for 2 hours, these people just laid out the facts. And it was an astonishing amount of information. And when I walked in the door, this was an outdoor meeting. Annette, she can probably get 1,000 people in her front yard, but it was you had the RSVP if you were going to come. Annette had chairs and water for everybody. But when I walked in the door, through the front gate, this lady from the Red Cross was there, and she said, would you like to buy this emergency kit from the Red Cross? It was like 70 pesos, and it was just like this little jar, and it had Red Cross stuff on it. And I'm thinking, why would I didn't say this, but I'm thinking, why would I buy that? That's like $3.50. It looks like junk to me. And I said, thank you. I'll think about it. So, but in the presentation, they talked about 4 or 5 major things. The ambulance service, the major ambulance service in Mexico is the Red Cross. And the Red Cross might charge you 3,000 to 5,000 pesos. That's $150 to $250 to take you to the hospital. And that's negotiable. Like if you're all messed up, you can say, oh, well, I'll pay you later. You can do that. But the Red Cross doesn't know where to take you. So that lady that was trying to sell me the kit for 70 pesos, there's an information sheet in there, and you fill out, okay, if I'm incapacitated on the floor and you find me here, take me to this hospital, or take me to this hospital, or take me to the public hospital. And here's my blood type and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so with this kit, there's a Red Cross magnet. So what you do is you put the Red Cross magnet on your refrigerator. And the guys and gals at Red Cross are trained to know that when they go into your house, the first thing they do is they check the refrigerator to see if this Red Cross magnet is there. If the Red Cross magnet is there, then they know that they're going to find the Red Cross cup in the refrigerator, and in that cup, you're going to have your blood type, what hospital you need to go to, etc., etc., etc. If you don't have that, they don't know what to do with you, and they'll do with you whatever is best. But you don't want to go to a public hospital. I'm thinking you should have this little magnet in your car, also with the cup like on your back seat. So you have an accident, then they know what hospital to take you to. Now, another thing is once you get to the hospital, once you get to your preferred hospital, or let's say you don't have a preferred hospital, and you get to the hospital and like you're incapacitated, they don't know what to do to you, they don't know who to contact, and that's where the attorney went into the law about hospitals in Mexico. Because once you get to the hospital, they don't know what to do with you. They don't know who to contact. So in the little Red Cross kit, you have contact information on who should be contacted. Now, that's a different story also. After seeing this presentation, I learned that Teresa and I are going to visit the 2 good hospitals here in Chapala, Mexico, and we're going to register, and we're going to give them our contact information, our blood types, let them know that we don't have any pre-existing existence, and then okay, I'm going to say that I'm going to tell the Red Cross to take me to San Antonio Hospital. So they take us. Okay, let's say something happens to me or Teresa. They take me to San Antonio Hospital. If I've already registered there, San Antonio Hospital knows my insurance contacts, they know my blood type, they have a statement ready to go for me. The same with Teresa. We'll do that for 2 hospitals. I've been here 16 years. I've never thought of that. Now the other thing is let's say you're in a coma. Before I met Teresa, 6 years ago, I lived by myself for 10 years. And God forbid something happened to me. I didn't have insurance back then. I didn't know if they just found me, where are they going to take me? Now get this. If you don't have any money and the Red Cross doesn't know where to take you, they're going to take you to the public hospital. And, okay, now let me tell you why I did buy insurance. When I met Teresa, I didn't have insurance, but I had an acquaintance in Puerto Vallarta who lived next door to me for about 5 years. He was a young guy. He was maybe 23 years old. His name is Chris, and he got wild one night. And I don't know exactly what happened, but he got wild one night and jumped off out of a second-story window, and he broke both of his legs. He didn't have any money, and the Red Cross took him to the public hospital, and he didn't have any money. So he worked for my landlord. So my landlord went to the hospital, and the Red Cross, before they would do anything to help him, they needed money. And so he had a cot in the hallway with like 40 other people in cots in the hallway, and he was there for 2 or 3 weeks before my landlord could raise enough money to get him somewhat fixed before he could get shipped to Florida. Okay, that's when I bought insurance. Also, if you go to a public hospital, you are expected to pay somebody to be there with you in the hospital. It's not like in the United States, you go to the hospital, they have a nurse that'll come around regularly. You can hit a little bell, ding, 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 send me a nurse. In the public hospital, you are expected to have someone there with you all of the time. And Teresa, we were talking about this yesterday, Teresa and I, and she said, oh yeah, see, Teresa's grandmother died, I think a year ago. She was 97. So in her last 15 years, she was in and out of the hospital several times. So Teresa, and she was in a public hospital because she didn't have any money. So Teresa said, yeah, many times I'd go to the hospital and sleep under her cot in the hallway. So now I'm going to be making some videos about this over the next couple of weeks, probably 3 or 4. Another thing that happens, I need my notes on this, but what if you're in a coma and the doctors don't know what to do with you? And what if you're living alone and a decision has to be made, like, well, should we keep the person on the, should we keep the person alive? What are we going to do with the person? If you have a will, it's crazy. You need to get this thing. It's called a medical something. I know I've got it written down. I'm sorry. Let me go to page 1 over here. I'm sorry. Okay. It's called a medical directive. A medical directive, it's a legal Mexican document, and it says, if you're in a coma, this medical directive, it's in 2 languages. It's in English and it is in Spanish, and it just goes down the line. If I'm in a coma, contact this person, and this person. And if I'm in a coma, this person is legally my guardian, this person. And so everything's there. My insurance company is this. Or if I die, this happens. Everything's taken care of. So there are, and if you have a will, let's say you die and you have a will, but it was created in the United States and in English. That's not going to cut it, because you got to have your will done in Mexico, or your medical directive done in Mexico, because that thing's got to be ready to go right now. So I have a contact here. Teresa and I are both getting medical directives written up. It's going to cost us about 1,500 pesos per person. That's $75 per person. Now, also at this group meeting we had, the Lake Chapala Society, a person by the name of Diana Ayala, she's the development director. They have, I believe she said they have blank directives available at the Lake Chapala Society, and you can fill those things out. But I tell you, man, this medical stuff down here, if you're living down here, you need to have all this stuff taken care of, because who knows when an accident is going to happen. Okay, let's see what's going on over here. TCB, how is it now with COVID there in Mexico? Saw in the news that it is getting bad again up there in the U.S. I'm sure many people want to know. Okay, COVID. It's so hard to tell about COVID down here in Mexico because there is no testing. There's never been any testing. If you wanted to get a COVID test, unlike the United States where it's free, a COVID test down here would cost you $60. And it's like there's a family across the street, husband, wife, three children. So if everybody got tested, that'd be like $300. Most Mexican nationals don't have that kind of money. So nobody gets tested. So whatever. And then people are getting vaccines now. And I'd say they were having vaccines. A month ago, they had vaccines in the park for a week, and there was a 5-block line of people to get these vaccines. And these vaccines were for people 60 years and older. So a lot of people, our neighbors are getting vaccinated. Teresa and I need to get vaccinated. We're getting vaccinated in 2 weeks, but you have to get an appointment. They're always rotating where the vaccination places are. And then you have this new strand of COVID. I forget, Delta. You have Delta out there and other strands coming out. And then you have people that wear masks, that don't wear masks. Most people are wearing masks down here to get into any major store or minor stores. I talk about OXXO all the time. It's like 7-Eleven. If you want to go into OXXO, you have to wear a mask. If you want to go into Walmart, you have to wear a mask and put some sanitizer on your hand. If you want to go into a major grocery store, it's called Suriana, you have to wear a mask and sanitize your hands. But when we walk in the morning, we walk through downtown, we see people getting on the buses. People are going to work, getting on the buses. The buses are packed with people. And I'm going to say 25% of the people on this packed bus, people standing up next, like matches in a matchbox, standing next to one another, and 25% of these people don't have masks. And I'm sure these people have not been vaccinated. So I wear a mask everywhere. I stay away from large crowds. In this presentation, this healthcare presentation, the insurance, they had an insurance agent there also. He said his best friend got COVID. He was in the hospital with tubes in his lung. So people in Mexico doesn't know what's going on with COVID in Mexico because there's no testing. So how's COVID down here? Who knows? And a lot of people are walking around without masks. I'd say I'd say 70% of people are wearing masks. But what are the numbers of vaccinated people? Who knows? So if you come down here and you don't wear a mask and you hang out with groups of people, you might die. That's the way it is in Mexico right now. Of course, if you're one of those people that just believes that the virus doesn't exist, then who cares? But I think it exists. So we have masks all around the house. I always wear a mask. We'll get vaccinated. Then I'm still going to wear a mask because who knows when the next strand of COVID is going to come out and the present vaccines don't work. So whatever. That's what I think is going on. Could we go? Okay, Jack Webb is asking, could we go ahead and buy the health insurance you have even before you move to Mexico? Wouldn't be using it, obviously, for a couple of years, but it would be locked in. Yes, Jack Webb, email me directly and I can forward you to Teresa's sister-in-law. Her name is Veronica, and she can get you all hooked up with health insurance as long as you are under 70 years old. But yeah, you can do all of that through her right through the internet and or through email. If you email me, I can email you her contact information. We'll get you hooked up. John Griff, besides private hospitals, IMSS or Seguro Social are intended for tax-paying Mexican citizens. There is a charity hospital or Hospital Civil in Guadalajara, which tends to the indigent population. Thank you, John Griff. But I tell you, man, I had a little problem. I had like a cyst on my butt. And it was like, I'm thinking like, what is this? This big bump? Yeah, it was a cyst. Now, fortunately, Teresa's son-in-law, her daughter's husband is a doctor in Puerto Vallarta. And we were going down to Puerto Vallarta to visit them, and I had an appointment with a doctor down there, and they were going to remove the cyst. And so Teresa's son-in-law says, "Oh, don't go there. I can get it done for free. I have friends," because he has all these friends that are doctors in Puerto Vallarta. So we set an appointment at a public hospital in Puerto Vallarta, and I went with Teresa. And I tell you what, man, you don't want to go to the public hospital in Mexico. You do not want to go. Unless you speak fluent Spanish, because it was like a zoo. It was like a nightmare. It was very unorganized. And if this is like 5 or 6 years ago, living with Teresa for 5 or 6 years, I know Spanish pretty good now, but if she had not had been with me, I don't know if I would have gotten this done, because we had to talk to 5 or 6 people, wait in line over here, and it only took us about 10, 15 minutes to get to the doctors we needed to go to. And I went in there, they cut out the cyst, and everything was good. My butt is now good to go. Thank you, Aurelio. But I'm telling you, man, you do not want to go, you want to get your health insurance hooked up. You want to get all things hooked up so the doctors. Also, in these documents I'll be discussing over the next 3 videos, they say that in this medical directive, you should have your doctor listed, you should have your attorney listed, who are your beneficiaries, because when stuff goes bad in Mexico, you don't want to fall through the cracks. Katie Bliss, you need a CURP and an RFC, Mexico's Social Security number, and a tax ID number requires that you have a temporal or permanente visa for registering a car in your name. Okay. Healthcare directive. Okay, and John Griff gives us a thumbs up. One thing I didn't mention this week, we did a video with my auto mechanic. Her name is Michelle Reyes. She's the best automotive mechanic in Chapala, Ajijic. And she's lived in Chapala for 16 years. And she learned how to be an auto mechanic hands-on. And I've been taking my car to her for 3 years here in Chapala, Ajijic. The great thing, she's from Chicago. She married a Mexican national in Chicago. They moved down here. They're both, he's more of a high-tech industrial engineer, and they opened an auto shop. And the good thing about Michelle is she speaks fluent Spanish and English. She has 8 kids down here. And she loves everybody. I feel like she's my best friend. All of her customers feel like she's their best friend. And when I take my car in there, it has some problem, like has an engine problem, alternator problem. I'll say, Michelle, I don't know what's wrong with the car. She says, bring it in, or she'll come pick it up. She has people that will come pick it up, and da-da-da. So you take your car over there, and then she videos your car's problem, like close up. Okay, here's the bushing right here. The bushing is broke. You can see it. So we need to take this off and put a brand new bushing on there. Or you have this belt problem. Here's a picture of it. Da-da-da. And then after she fixes it, she'll make a video with the fixed part in the car, and she'll have both side by side. Oh, it's all ready to go. And when you get your car worked on in Mexico, it's very inexpensive. So I take my car over there for spark plugs, oil changes, major problems. But the video, I don't know if I posted that video, but it's the last video I put up. I put it up like 2 days ago, but it's a lengthy video, but Michelle has a great story to tell about living in Mexico and running a business in Mexico. And she also has a nice segment towards the end of the video about waiting to fulfill your dreams. It's like, don't wait, just jump into it, get your hands dirty and learn. Okay, Joan Richards in the house. Good morning, Bill. Hello, folks. I'm a little coming this morning. I'm a little late coming this morning, but I'm here right on. Joan Richards. We have covered a lot of stuff today. Okay, now over here. Okay, let's see what's going on next week. We're going to put up the new house. Okay. Next week, we're going to have a house video. The White House I showed you earlier, it's selling for $219,000. It's a beautiful house. We'll have the healthcare video coming up next week. Also, my drone, I won't be able to put the drone up for 3 or 4 weeks. It has a little problem. The parts will be here from Amazon there. Then I'll be going back on the road. I think I'll be going to Jocotepec. There's a little place down the road. There's a little place about 30 miles from here. We want to start going to smaller towns. And Chapala and Ajijic are great places. But if you go 30 miles or 60 miles this way or that way, you can live the dream way cheaper. I hate to say it, but we put up a video of a house for $269,000, and so somebody emailed me a comment and said that's way overpriced. Okay, well, whatever. But look at the location with all the views. Okay, it's location. That house in San Nicolas which is 10 minutes away from Chapala Ajijic. That house in San Nicolas might sell for $160,000, maybe $100,000. You go into these smaller towns, but it depends on how do you want to live. The house that sold, Stella's house that we sold last week for $148,000 was a fabulous house, but you kind of need a car to live there. In this house, brand new house, $148,000, 5 minutes from Chapala, 20 minutes from Ajijic, and the lady Stella that was living there, she didn't want to sell the house, and I said, Stella, how do you spend your time here? She said, I read, I'll walk around downtown, make some food, maybe watch a video. That's a good life for her. And I can live like that. Oh, she had internet. For me, all I need is internet and some food, and I'm good. So I can live in some little, in the United States, you would call them hick towns. I can live in a little hick town and with just some internet. I can talk to all of you guys with the internet. That's all I need to talk to you guys and connect. All I need is the internet. So if you get away from Ajijic, and get away from Chapala and go to these smaller towns and investigate further, you might find a fabulous place for rent for like $200-300 a month with internet. Maybe buy a house for $110,000 on a lot with views of the mountains. So I'm very happy in Chapala, and I love Ajijic, but check out San Nicolas, which is only 10 minutes from here, and all of a sudden the prices go way down. So whatever. Eric Drews, thank you, Katie. Katie's very helpful. TCB, you did post and showed that video. Okay, great lady and full of energy like you. Thank you, TCB. Michelle is fabulous. We're going to hang on there. Let's see what I left. I have a list of stuff here. This week's house for sale. Okay, I think I. Oh, also in the description below, if you want to learn Spanish one-on-one from a linguist, one of Teresa's cousins in Guadalajara. He's an attorney. He speaks 5 languages. He speaks perfect English, and he speaks like Chinese, German, French too. He's a genius, but he's a wonderful guy. His name is Alexandro, and his phone number and email is in the description below if you want to have one-on-one sessions with him. I really think to learn Spanish, sure, you can use Duolingo or those other things, but if you have a couple of appointments a week with a real teacher and you have to speak Spanish, that's one way. I think it's a great way to learn Spanish. Okay, John Griff, you're right. Expats should access home prices as they compare with other lakeside communities. Not as they compare with home prices in the U.S. Everything is cheaper as compared with U.S. prices. Yeah, man. $300,000 for a house. In Mexico? No. I don't think so. $300,000. You go to one of these little hick towns in Mexico, you buy $300,000. That's going to be like a 10-bedroom house, and you're going to have servants and stuff. In Ajijic, you might get like a 1-bedroom with a little nasty bathroom for $300,000 because they see you coming. You're coming from the United States. They say, "Oh, these people have money." You're coming from Canada. "Oh, these people have money. We're just going to charge like $1 million for this house." Oh, okay, I'm going crazy. But that's what's going on. They see the Americans coming, the Canadians coming, then these people come and pay the money, and then they start opening like Nordstroms and stuff like that. Ajijic is going to blow up in pricing. It's going to be like the San Francisco of Mexico, I would say, in 10 years. And you won't be able to buy anything down here. Only Clint Eastwood will be able to live down here. Will Smith will be able to live here. That's what's going to happen. The price is going to blow up, but you get an hour away from here, and then you find Mexico. Then you find the real Mexico and the real Mexican pricing. Prices in Ajijic have just gone out of control. Okay, you guys, it's 11 o'clock. Oh, thank you, all of you people that have hit the like button. Rick Hartman, hello, Bill. As people get older and can no longer live on their own, do they move into an assisted living or nursing home, or do they have to move back to their home country? What are their options? Okay, Rick Hartman, this is a very good question. There are assisted communities down here, and when we walk in the morning, we walk by this sign. It's a big billboard, and it says, "Oh, assisted community," and then they have a list of all the stuff it covers. Like you have nurses, you have food, internet, cable, your own room, food to eat every day, and that's like $1,300 a month, it says on the sign. But I bet that's run by somebody that wants the money. $1,300 isn't too bad, but let's say this: Annette Williams, who had the meeting this week, her mother. She has that memory thing where sometimes she doesn't know like what's going on a bit, and but anyway, her mother and her father live in this giant house with them, and Annette just came out and said, and they have a nurse that stays there in the house pretty much all of the time. And Annette pretty much said, I mean, to have somebody stay in my house with my parents all of the time, make food for them, care for them, a nurse in the United States is just unaffordable. But here in Mexico, instead of going to an assisted community, you can pay somebody to just come live with you. You could probably pay them about $350 a month, give them food, like their own room, and they just stay with you for $350 a month, something like that. So to get a helper, I know a guy, one of the first people I ever met in Chapala. He's a black guy from Michigan. He's been in Mexico since for 30 or 40 years in a wheelchair. And I noticed for the last few years, whenever I see him in town, he has the same man with him pushing the wheelchair. I've seen the man drive. I forget this guy's name, but I've seen this man drive him into town. So he lives with a helper. And I know this guy doesn't have a lot of money, so I know he's not paying this guy very much. But there's a lot of help to be had here very inexpensively when you can't take care of yourself in Mexico. Okay, Christine C., what's up, Christine C.? Buenos dias. Hit the like button. Thank you, Christine C. Yeah, hit the like button. Help a brother out. Hit the like button if you like what we're doing today. Dementia. Thank you, Joan. Thank you, Joan Richards. Dementia. Okay. So thank you very much. We'll have another wonderful Saturday, next Saturday, live at 10 a.m. Central Time. And who knows what I'll have prepared for you between now and then. Love you all. Thank you guys for coming back. Thank you guys for contributing. And I'll see you next week. Love you all. Bye-bye. Have a great Saturday. Oh.